Hello, everybody. This is Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. Hoping you're having a great morning, a great evening, whatever time it is. I hope you're having a wonderful experience. I'm going to talk today about difficult times. Difficult times is just a part of life. It's a part of our journey. And because I kind of grew up kind of sheltered and kind of having everything that I needed and that I wanted, I'm learning in a later part of life that it just don't work that way. That you're not going to always have your way. You're not going to always get what you want. It's not going to, the sun is not shining every day. There's storm clouds. But I'm telling you, those are the times I believe that we grow the most. And, before my dad died, he said to me, he sat me down and he said, Dorcas, he said, I don't understand you. Well, Dad, nobody understands me, with my ways or whatever. He said, because everything you get, you give it away. And I'm concerned about you. My father was very sick at this point, and he said, these are the things that I want you to remember. Always keep a roof over your head. Always have something to eat. And always have a credit card with nothing on it that you can always use. And then another thing he said was, and Dorcas, your name is all you get. You mess it up and you have nothing. And so what he was telling me was, if you mess your name up with credit and different things, you cannot get certain things when you mess up your name. And if you don't pay your rent, you're going to be outside. And you don't know if you need an emergency, you need a credit card. Always have something to eat. So these are the things and the premises that I've lived by since my parents have died. But the other day, I had ordered a salad because it was cloudy outside and my back was kind of bothering me and stuff. And so I didn't feel like doing the lunch thing, so I was just going to order a salad. And so I went to order the salad and I opened the door. And there was a notice on my door. I didn't know what it was. So I got the notice and I sat down. I was waiting on the people to deliver my salad. And it was a 5-day eviction notice stating that I haven't been paying rent. Stating that a lawsuit had been filed against me. What? I read it again. Is this real? I mean, I've been here 13 years in one place. And I pay my rent 1 month in advance for 13 years and have never been late. Me and the lady, we were going on and backing around when I finally got with her. But that's not what I want to talk about. Because after that she looked and she came and looked at my bank stuff, she saw that they had made the mistake. And I was like, Dorcas, come on now. You're managing your blood pressure. But what I've learned is with this journey is not only do God want me to manage my blood pressure, but he want me to manage me. And situations will come in our life. Difficult times will come in our life to see if you're really managing you. Yeah, you can say you're managing yourself if nothing is going wrong. But what about when things are going wrong? So anyway, the lady left and she asked me, she said, can you run me a copy of your bank statement and just cross out what you don't want me to see? And I told her, I said, I can give you some screenshots of the payments that you just saw. But I wasn't going to run out my banking account. I mean, really? So anyway, I started to do the screenshots and the sky became so black. And I said, nah, I'm turning off my computer because I'm not going to let my computer go down in this storm. I know I had a power surge and whatever. And I'm talking about difficult times. So I turned off my computer. And as soon as I turned off my computer and went from my office to back in my room, and I hadn't had dinner yet because it wasn't 5 o'clock, it started raining like crazy. And as I laid there for a few minutes, I was in my room. Bam! The lights go out. It's 5 o'clock. My food is in the freezer. I got an electric can opener. I got a microwave. What you gonna do? So I come back in my room and I'm laying down. And about 2 hours into the storm with no lights in Arizona, it started getting hot. So we have a line that you can call for emergency maintenance because we have a generator here on property. So I called the number to report the outage, which everybody in the building did. They told me later on. But nobody came. So here I am waiting on somebody to come because what I would have did was I would have went to a hotel. I would have left. I would have had somebody come and pick me up and simply take me to a hotel and I would have spent the night. But because I've always known since the 13 years that I've lived here that once a storm, the maintenance people would always go and turn the generator on. But we have new managers. Things are different now. So what do we do when things become different? And you're just relying on it to be the same way. So anyway, about 3 hours into no power, there's a knock on my door. So I go up there and I say, "Who is it?" And this lady says to me, "I'm your neighbor. I just want to know if you're all right." I said, "1 moment." So I continue over to the door and I open the door and she said, "I know you're in here. And I just want to know, do you have what you need?" And I said, "Wow." I said, "Thank you so much." And she was like, "Sure." She said, "Do you have water?" I said, "Oh yeah, I have water." "Do you have a flashlight?" "Yes, I have a flashlight." "Do you need anything?" I said, "No." I said, "That is so thoughtful of you." And I'm talking to this lady that lived across the courtyard from me. And she says, "If you need anything, I'm here." And so now we're into 4 hours. We're into 5 hours. We're into 6 hours. We're into 7 hours. 9 hours. I am so hot. My body is just, I can't explain it to you. So anyway, I fall asleep at about the 9th hour. And when I fell asleep, because I have sleep apnea, when I woke up, I could not breathe. I'm talking about difficult times. The air that was coming up out of me was like I was sucking it out of me. Everything pitch black. I started to walk out I picked up my phone and everything was dead. And I started to walk out to the living room wondering, what in the world am I going to do? I have a life alert. I'm pushing it and it's dead because it's been over 8 hours. It has a battery, but it only lasts for 8 hours. And so I'm gasping and trying to get air. And I open my door. Pitch black. I couldn't see nothing. And I began to try to breathe and say, is there anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? And these were the words that I was saying through the breaths that I could get to come through my lungs. I felt like I was literally dying. And I'm not exaggerating. This man says to me out of the dark, he says, I'm here. What do you need? I said, and I was trying to tell him I needed 911. And he said, I'll try. He said, but everybody's phones are dead because this electricity has been off so long. Here comes the same lady running in my house and says, give me your hand, give me your hand. I gave her my hand and she just said, let's pray, let's pray. And she just started praying for me. I don't even know her name. And so, because they opened the front door and the back door, even though the air was humid, there was air flowing through my house, and I started getting better. And they called paramedics, and my neighbors was running, and they were talking about, we're going to go down to the end of the driveway, and we're going to make sure that they know where to come. And I mean, it was just like pandemonium. And these are new neighbors that I don't even know coming to my rescue. This lady that came in here says to me, is there a number that you can give me of somebody that know you? She said, I've seen people coming in and out of here. And I said, I can give you my sister's number. She said, okay, I need a number. And everybody's phones was dead. So I thought that's what they were saying. And she said, and she just kept giving me my hand. She just held on to my hand. She said, let me give you some water. And then somebody from the back said that the paramedic said, don't give her nothing to drink. And so she stopped me from drinking water. And eventually, as I was calming down and cooling down, but I still was having problems breathing, the paramedics got here. And what happened was my body had overheated with sleep apnea. And I fell asleep, and they were like, you cannot lay down. You have got to sit up until this electricity come on. Well, this lady that I had given her my sister's phone number, she said, let me step out because I'm in the way. And I hear her outside talking to my sister saying, you need to come. And so my sister, she said, because we haven't had electricity for 10 hours and it's too hot in here. You need to come and get your sister. And so my sister Velma told her, she said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And she said, because the paramedics is here. Velma says, I'm on my way. And so when the paramedics got through talking to me, they said, you know what? Your vital signs, everything was coming down. I got too hot. And because I went to sleep, it affected my lungs. And so they said, now we can transport you, but it's not really going to do any good because you're overheated and we'll just take you to the hospital. No, I don't want to just go to the hospital. I'll be okay. And the lady came back in and she said her sister is on her way to get her. Now, who is this lady? And so she sits down, the paramedics left, and she said, I still think they should have took you. I said, I'm gonna be all right. With the doors open and I could feel a breeze. I could feel myself calming back down. And I said, by the way, what is your name? And she told me her name. And I was like, oh. She said, you gave me a calendar at Christmas time. And she remembered who I was and my name. And God put me on her heart to see about me. Now, this is the miracle within this whole story. I'm opening up the door saying, is anybody there? Is anybody there? Can anybody hear me? This lady tells me as she sits down, she said, after I left you, I went back and I said, this electricity is off too long. It is too hot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to wet a sheet. I'm going to put some ice in the sink and wet a sheet. I'm going to lay down at the front of my door with my door open to listen to see if Dorcas will need me. That lady came running in the night when she heard me crying out for somebody to help me. And she said, Dorcas, I was looking for my contact lens. I heard you. And she said, just forget it. She just took off running. In difficult times, in the darkness of the night, there is light. So no matter what we go through in life, my story is not your story. My journey is not your journey. What I'm trying to say is sometimes things come out of nowhere, it seems like. But it comes to test us. And so what happened was, neighbors that I thought I didn't know, they came to my rescue. People that I had even forgot I even gave a calendar, they remembered me. Wow. And then what happened was the next morning, my sister did get here. And this is really funny. My sister got here, and her husband, and they came in. Her husband had the flashlight flashing it in my face. I said, if you don't get that flashlight out of my face, you know, me and him, we always go round and round. But anyway, my sister sits down. She's coming to take me home with her. She sits down. And by the time she sits down, the light said blink, blink, but they went back off. And we're all just looking around like, what in the world was that? And at the next second, the electricity came back on. And we were saying, thank you, Jesus. And she said, no, Dorcas, I don't want you saying nothing. You just need to calm down. She didn't want me getting upset because my breathing was still off. Now this is the thing. I went through all of that, and I went through with the lady and the people in the office and all that other stuff. And so the next day, I just had to remain in bed. My body was very weak. And I was trying to drink water, just stuff, and trying to get myself back up. And this is the day after, by the way, 2 days later. So the same lady that was giving me grief about whether or not I had paid my rent on time or not, she called. And when I heard it was her number, really, I didn't talk to a lot of people the next day anyway. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't want to tell them. I just needed to be quiet so I could try to get my strength back up. But so when I got my strength back up, I said, I ain't calling that lady. Let her just take me to court. You know, hey, whatever she got to do. So then I had an attitude, and then I started getting cocky. And so then I just was in the kitchen fixing my breakfast the other morning. And I just heard these words, Dorcas, that lady called you, what you gonna do? She called to see how you were doing. Somebody have reported that the paramedics have been here, and it wasn't you. But can you show that lady mercy? She made a mistake. How many times have we made mistakes and pushed people under the bus? How many times do we do wrong and think nobody else does wrong? Hey, ain't nobody don't think I'm stupid. You got to know you're not stupid. Don't matter what somebody else think. You got to know your rent is paid. It didn't matter what that lady said. If she'd have took me to court over that general ledger piece of paper that she brought me, I got my financial institution backing me up, and I ran the thing, and everything is paid. It's not something pending. It's paid. They take it automatically basically out of my money. So you're right. So somebody else is wrong. So they made a mistake. So you didn't. What you gonna do? I thought about it. I picked up the phone. I called the office, which they never answer their phone. I wasn't expecting them to, and they did not answer the phone. But I said to her, I'm acknowledging the phone call that you gave me the other morning. Thank you very much. And I just want to let you know I'm getting better. Have a great day, Dorcas. And I gave my apartment number. Because the same mercy that I show somebody else, God continually shows me the same mercy. In the darkness of the night, when no cell phone was working, when no telephones were working, when no computers were working, when no laptops were working, when no medical alert thing was working, God showed mercy unto me. And what I'm saying, when we walk through difficult times that we're saying, what in the world is going on? If we allow our difficulties to strengthen us and build character in us, I believe we'll have a better world, a better life. We'll be better people. I know I am. And I know this weight loss journey, it's more than weight. Because I tell you, I want God to show me a more excellent way with my character. Because I tell you, I can be very cocky. Especially if I know that I am right. I don't like that about me. So what do I have to do? I have to work on that area. Now this is a point as I leave. If there's an area of your life that you need to work on and you really want God to help you be a better person, things are going to come in your way that's going to test you in that area. And if you pass that test, then you could go on to the next thing. But a lot of times, are we passing the test of life? Not an exam in a college room or a high school room or whatever kind of room. Not that kind of exam. But there are things every day that's examining us to see what will you do with opposition. What will you do when it's dark and you think nobody's out there and nobody sees you and nobody knows you? There's somebody that knows you, and that's God. He knows us better than we know ourselves. Hey, I hope you got something out of this. And what I'm trying to do is just encourage us to be better people. Everybody has a journey. We need to look in and then look up and see what is it that we can change. Because if Dorcas could just change a little bit about her, my space and the people that I'm around will be much, much better. This is Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. Hey, listen, writing a book, and I'm hoping it's out by January, and I hope that you all can get it. I mean, this book, I keep saying it is my last book, but I'm enjoying writing this book. I have learned so much since 2015 about Dorcas. Things that I like and things that I don't like. Everything about Dorcas is not bad. There's some good in Dorcas. And I finally acknowledge that there is some good in Dorcas. Don't beat yourself up. But where you need to change, try to work on it. That's all we can do is try. And it's like managing your blood pressure. I can't control my blood pressure. The only thing I can do is manage me. I can't even manage my blood pressure. I got to manage me in order that my blood pressure coincide with what I'm trying to do. Hey, Dorcas Chandler, I love you. You can go to our YouTube channel, Changes From Within, and you can subscribe if you want to. But if you don't, that's well and wonderful too. Have a great and wonderful week is my prayer. Dorcas C. Chandler. Bye-bye.